Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. Today's guest comes from all the way from Scotland. He is an actor, producer, and entrepreneur. So please help me welcome Gary A. Wales.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, Gary. First of all, thank you so much for taking time to consider and out of your day to talk with me. I really appreciate it. So, how are things in Scotland?
Everything's good. We're still in lockdown at the moment, but I mean we're taking every day by day. The sun's coming out, which is good. So that's giving us a bright.
I totally agree. I totally agree. We'll get past through this and let's get started. So, when did you get interested in performing, and how did that passion evolve into desire to pursue a career in the entertainment industry?
Okay, so I was 6 years old, and I was doing like school performances and stuff like that, and I enjoyed being obviously in the spotlight and having the lights on me, and dressing up and stuff like that, and I loved that, so I wanted to continue, and my mom put me into stage school, and I kind of went from there. And then we moved to Ireland and continued theatre and stuff. Done a few musicals in school, and then got noticed for television, which was great. So once television came in, that was it. Everything just started blowing up, and I started social media. People started seeing my stuff, and yeah, that's where I am today.
Awesome. So what have been some of the challenges that you faced throughout your career, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
Sorry, say that again.
What have been some of the challenges that you faced throughout your career, and how did you overcome those obstacles?
Okay, so some of the challenges that I've had, of course, having the Scottish accent, it's a very difficult English, and of course, like over the years, I've been trying to pronounce words perfectly for people, like for example in America and stuff like that, to be able to understand me the proper way. So. Me learning with dialect coaches and everything like that has it's brought me up to pronounce words more correctly,
I totally get it. Now, just to let you know, the whole world, the COVID-19 pandemic sent the entertainment industry, our industry, into a standstill that's slowly making its way back. So what have you done to prepare to go back to filming and back to production?
Okay, so I've actually been discussing in regards to two movies. We are working on Rage at the moment, which is due to start filming in Scotland in June, which is exciting. So we're currently in meetings right now discussing changes of the script and with the producers and stuff like that. So that will be going ahead this year. We've managed to get the go-ahead with that from the government, which is great. Once that's done, then I can resume with Stan, which is a faith-based box movie that we're going to be working on in New York and New Jersey as well.
That's incredible, and congratulations. I want to talk about them really quickly. So can you describe Rage to my audience?
Sure. Rage is basically about this guy who's he's got his girlfriend, and he goes through a lot of issues, a lot of drug usage, alcohol, violence. It's quite a strong performance. It's very like Tom Holland's new movie. I can't remember what it's called, but it's very like that. It goes through this like love moment, and then he just turns into this really violent, drug abusive person. Unfortunately, the end is a bit dark and deep, but. Yeah, it's a dark piece. It's going to definitely put some challenges up for me, But yeah,
I've been doing a little bit research about Stan. So Stan is basically about Stan Finn, a small-time boxer from Scotland that makes his journey to the U.S. and begins a career in boxing. So, how long have you guys been working on the production, and as you prepare to go into the U.S.? What are some of the stuff that you found? Have you been thinking about, like U.S. actors that you're using, like sets and like locations?
Right, exactly. So what we're doing right now, we are still currently writing the script. We have been doing Zoom calls. We do Zoom calls every Monday to basically figure out exactly where we are. We are slowly growing the team day by day, which is fantastic. New producers are coming on. Location scouts are coming on. I've got people in New Jersey and New York that are out there taking pictures of locations based on the synopsis and based on the full entire storyline that they think would be a fantastic spot to film Stan. But yeah, Stan's definitely going to be one that's going to definitely blow everyone out of the water. It's a faith-based boxing movie. I mean, if you look at Creed and you look at Rocky, and I mean, you put in those faith-based movies as well, you've got two really hard niches there, genres, that have fantastic supportive audiences behind them. So I think we've definitely nailed this one for sure. We just need to make sure that we nail the performances within the production and also the actual piece and storyline itself.
Absolutely. And besides, faith-based films have slowly been doing really well in the last half of the 2010s, and slowly beginning, hopefully, with when people get back to it or feel comfortable with the movie theaters or maybe even streaming.
Exactly.
All right. So let's talk about, while we're on subject of film, you've created two companies, including GAW Films and then GAW Clothing LT. So what are some similarities and differences between both of these companies?
Sure. So GAW Clothing is my clothing brand. It represents me. Back in the day, I produced fan gear. You know, it was for my fans really, and then I came up with the logo of the shield, the crown, and the swords, which then came into an iconic piece. You know, and we started branching out into different categories of clothing, and it's now a clothing brand, which is fantastic. And we also have GAW Films as well, which is my film production company. We specialize in producing films and creating, not the script writing part, because I'm Scottish. I don't have a very strong writing skill, but the producing and stuff like that, marketing, it's definitely something that I'm really good at, and I have been doing for my career for the last 19 years. I'm like 19 years that I've been in the entertainment industry. But yeah, no, it's that's the two companies right there. I do have other companies, GAW Global, which is the parent company of GAW Clothing and GAW Films, and I have a few more that isn't due to be discussed quite yet, but we're getting there.
I am very impressed with all your entrepreneurial endeavors, my friend. You definitely are turning out to be one of Scotland's rising stars when it comes to the entrepreneurship.
Yes. I am growing dramatically in Scotland, and it's fantastic. You know, like it's a great honor to be Scottish and to be able to bring something to my country. There's many of like people in Scotland that have done like fantastic like me, but I'm only 25. You know, like I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an actor, producer. I've got my own books coming out soon as well, and yeah, there's just a lot happening. And my siblings and stuff, they look up to me, you know, and it's a few people look up to me as well, which is fantastic. You know, I'm giving them the inspiration to fight and to continue their goals and believe in themselves, you know.
Absolutely, Gary. So you had the opportunity to play Healtor Troop in an episode of the Game of Thrones, and how did that experience come about, and what did it mean to you to have that opportunity to act in a global television phenomenon?
It was absolutely fantastic. You know, whenever I got the call for that, I was quite over the moon. You know, at first, like, whenever I got the call, like, people, like, there's usually a lot of, like, scams and stuff, and I was like, is this true? Is this real? You know? But no, it turned out it was true, and we went down, and I got fitted and stuff and whatnot, and got the scripts, and we then went on location, and I swear this film set was just massive. Huge green screens. There were so many people, so many like trailers, and it was massive. I've never seen a green screen so big in my life. But it was just a fantastic opportunity to be part of that production and also to be part of the cast and crew as well.
Absolutely. And Game of Thrones has made a huge impact in the science fiction and fantasy world. I think basically, if you look at the decade show, like right now, if you're looking by the decades, it's from this past decade, Game of Thrones, and then you have what's been going on with Marvel and the WandaVision series as well. So
Right.
It must be incredible to be a part of such a groundbreaking, game-changing show.
For sure, and I mean, it's won so many awards as well, and the production itself means so much to so many people around the world. I mean, we're branching out to every country in the world, and it's fantastic. You know, it's just great that this is it's surreal. It's very cool.
Alrighty, so we gotta start wrapping some stuff down. So, but however, before we conclude, I want to talk about some of your favorite social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. And have you thought of TikTok, and why do they stand out?
Okay, so my favorite social media site is probably going to be Instagram. I just love the fact of being able to post pictures and stories and keeping people updated on a daily basis. Twitter, I used to use back in like a few years back, and that was my constant like drive, you know. And I absolutely love Twitter still, and Facebook and YouTube as well. I do have a TikTok, and sometimes I like to have a little bit of fun on TikTok and whatnot. But yeah, I enjoy just swiping through and seeing everybody's talent, and hopefully one day I'll come across something that will just catch me, and you know, I might reach out to them at some point.
Absolutely, because you definitely have, especially in your position, because you have a lot of, especially with TikTok, you have a lot of people. Like I'm looking at D'Amelio sisters. They have done so much incredible work, and now they're getting all of these endorsement deals and signing up for CAA and everything.
Right. It's just crazy. It's people like these famous TikTokers are getting huge deals, and they're even doing voiceover work for animation movies with Disney, and it's fantastic. You know, it's just crazy how much a platform can push someone's career to the complete next level. You know, it's something that they were doing for fun, and they didn't even care for money or anything like that. They were making people happy from the content that they were creating, and then suddenly out of nowhere they're just like completely blowing up because of Disney's reaching out to them, and it's just fantastic. It's great. Social media is a very, very powerful piece of equipment, and I adore it, you know.
Absolutely, same with me. So if you had the opportunity to meet with fellow actors who are struggling or want to advance their careers through entrepreneurial endeavors, what advice would you share with them?
My advice would to definitely never give up. Whether you fall, which you probably will, you fall, you get straight back up again. You keep going, you keep doing it. Forget about the negativity. Use negativity like comments and stuff on social media as like a power, you know. Use that comment, read the comments. What I like to do is whenever I receive like hate or really bad negative comments on social media, I keep it there. You know, I keep it there and I read it. I don't delete it. I don't remove it. I don't do anything with it. It stays there because it shows people who these people are, but it also gives me motivation to try harder and to break through. You know, it's fantastic. But yeah, never give up. Just keep pushing and you'll get there. I mean, I'm 25 years old. I shouldn't be having 3, 4 companies and being an actor and a producer and being in the biggest TV show in the world. I shouldn't do that. You know, like I'm still young. I should be traveling more, but it happened and I can't really stop it now.
But it's so determined. It's so determined, and you're definitely Gary. You could definitely be a voice to your generation, just like Patrick Schwarzenegger, who I really admire, who does all that stuff. So I have a feeling that you are just getting started, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty, guys. For more episodes of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, head to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Spreaker. Once again, type in Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar, JACOB ELYACHAR. And also, are you on social media? I'm on social media too. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all at Jacob Elyachar, JACOB ELYACHAR. And Gary, this 2021 is Jake's Take's 10th anniversary.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Gary. And if you guys want to see the blog that started everything, including this podcast, head to jakes-take.com. Once again, jakes-take.com. You can catch my recaps of America's Got Talent, The Masked Singer, and also incredible music reviews, and also all my conversations from starting at 2011 and on. Hi guys, Gary, thank you so much for talking with me today. I appreciate it, and I am feeling this is not our last conversation.
Definitely not. I look forward to future interviews.
All righty, guys. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to listening to this today, and have a fantastic one. Goodbye, everybody.